It weighs 300 kilos and has no natural predator. Its muscles can knock down a full-grown tree with a single swipe. Its skin is so thick that a regular arrow can't pierce it. It is the bear. And for millions of years, evolution has built a nearly perfect survival machine. Almost. Because there is something no claw, no tooth, and no strength can solve. Something with no eyes, no bones, no size. And yet, it can shut this animal down from the inside, system by system, without it understanding what is happening. Today you will see 5 creatures that can bring down a bear, and none of them will fight it. The first doesn't need courage. It needs numbers. The Africanized bee, Apis mellifera scutellata, weighs less than a gram. Alone, it is irrelevant, but it never acts alone. When a colony detects a threat, it releases alarm pheromones that work like a chemical war signal. In seconds, hundreds of bees lock onto the target. In minutes, it can be 10,000. Here's what almost no one knows. The bear doesn't die from the venom of a single sting. It dies from accumulation. Each stinger injects apitoxin, a mixture of enzymes and peptides that destroy cells, inflame tissues, and overload the immune system. One sting? Nothing. 2,000 stings, and the body goes into anaphylactic collapse. And the bear, despite its size, has an obvious weak point: muzzle, eyes, nostrils, areas with little fur and thin skin. That's exactly where the bees concentrate their attack. That changes everything. The bear starts shaking its head. It tries to run, but the pheromones have already marked it, and the swarm follows. This is where the real problem begins. Inflammation in the upper airways reduces oxygen flow. The immune system, trying to fight thousands of venom points at once, collapses under overload. Blood pressure drops. The muscles that seemed invincible 30 seconds ago begin to lock up. A 300-kilo animal can be brought down not by strength, but by biology. But the bees are only the beginning. As the bear tries to escape the swarm, it crosses a region of dense forest, humid, hot, the kind of environment Vespa mandarina, the Asian giant hornet, chooses to build its nest. At 4 centimeters long and with mandibles capable of biting through thick tissue, it doesn't need numbers to be lethal. Each sting injects up to 3 milligrams of venom, enough to destroy red blood cells, attack muscle tissue, and force the kidneys beyond their limit. Almost no one knows this. The Asian giant hornet is responsible for more than 50 human deaths per year in Japan. In a weakened bear, the effect is amplified. The second enemy has just entered the scene, and the bear hasn't stopped moving yet. The bear is still moving, but something has changed. It is no longer in control. Its steps have become heavy. Its head sways from side to side. The muzzle, covered in stingers, tries to smell the air, but the swelling has already compressed half of its nostrils. It breathes faster, not because it wants to, because it has to. And it is exactly in this moment of vulnerability that the third enemy appears. It didn't fly here, it was already here. The deathstalker scorpion, Leiurus quinquestratus, is not impressive in size, 8 centimeters, less than 10 grams, but it carries some of the most potent neurotoxins ever recorded in a scorpion. The bear steps wrong, the stone shifts. The scorpion, cornered, does the only thing it knows how to do. The sting lasts less than a second. The venom, a combination of chlorotoxin, agitoxin, and cilatoxin, enters the bloodstream and goes straight to the nervous system. It doesn't attack muscles. It doesn't attack bones. It attacks the communication between the brain and the body. This is where the body truly begins to fail. The first signs appear within minutes. Sodium and potassium channels in nerve cells begin firing uncontrollably, like an electrical circuit in short. The heart speeds up for no reason, then slows down. The pancreas releases excess insulin. Blood pressure fluctuates violently. Almost no one knows this, The venom of Leiurus quincastratus doesn't kill through pain. It kills because the body loses its ability to regulate itself. It's a system failure, not a structural one. For a bear already overloaded by thousands of stings, this extra signal is like pouring water onto an engine that is already overheating. And the fourth enemy doesn't wait for an invitation. The Brazilian wandering spider, Phonutria, is considered by the WHO the most dangerous spider in the world in terms of active envenomation. It doesn't build webs to wait. It hunts, it chases, and when it feels threatened, it doesn't back down. The disoriented bear knocks over a rotten log while trying to support itself. The spider was inside. 2 fangs, 2 injection points. The venom, PHTX3, acts directly on motor neurons. It causes what researchers call neurotoxic excitation. Nerves fire continuously, without stopping, without rest. The bear's muscles begin to contract involuntarily. Its paws tremble. Coordination, which once seemed automatic for an animal of that size, begins to disappear. Direct comparison, it's like trying to walk with your body's electrical system in total failure mode. 2 peaks of impact, 2 systems failing at the same time. Peripheral nervous system, compromised by the scorpion. Motor control, compromised by the spider. The bear is still standing, but it is no longer the same animal that entered this forest. And the 5th enemy is in no hurry. It never is. The bear stopped. Not by choice, not from exhaustion. The body simply refused the next command. It is leaning against a thick tree, breathing in irregular intervals. The muscles in its front legs visibly tremble. Its eyes, which hours ago scanned the forest with precision, now blink slowly, unfocused. The nervous system is so overloaded that the brain begins to prioritize. It keeps the heart going and abandons coordination. This is how a 300-kilo predator begins to disappear from the inside. The 5th enemy was already inside it for weeks. The assassin bug, Triatoma infestans, doesn't sting like the others. It doesn't inject venom. It doesn't cause immediate pain. It acts at night, in silence, and what it leaves behind is invisible to the naked eye. In a previous bite, days, maybe weeks earlier, the bug deposited in its feces near the point of contact with the skin Trypanosoma cruzi, a protozoan, a microscopic parasite that entered through the mucosa, fell into the bloodstream, and began multiplying silently inside muscle cells. Almost no one knows this. The assassin bug doesn't kill with what it injects, it kills with what it leaves behind. Trypanosoma cruzi has a preference for a specific tissue, cardiac muscle. Weeks have passed since that night, and while the bear hunted, slept, and dominated its territory, the parasite was destroying heart fibers cell by cell, causing microinflammation, replacing functional tissue with scar tissue. That changes everything, because now, with the nervous system collapsing, with the kidneys overloaded by the hornet's venom, with motor nerves short-circuiting from the spider, the heart would need to work harder, much harder, and it can't. The bear's heart rhythm begins to fail. It's not a classic heart attack, it's a progressive arrhythmia, the heart losing its rhythm, beating out of sync, unable to pump blood efficiently through a body that weighs 300 kilos. Blood pressure drops. The hind legs give out first. The bear lowers itself slowly, without drama, without struggle. There is no enemy in front of it to fight, no teeth to show, just the weight of its own body overcoming its final resistance. Direct comparison, it's like shutting down a massive generator, not by cutting fuel, but by removing, bolt by bolt, every piece that kept it running. 5 creatures, none larger than 4 centimeters. One used numbers, one used pure venom, one shut down the signals, one cut off control, and the last, the most silent of all, simply waited for the right moment. The bear was not defeated by strength, it was defeated by biology, and the forest, which never stopped, remains exactly the same, as if it had never existed.